Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 13th and final episode of Violet Evergarden. So, in the last episode, we have peace treaty signing attempts. attempts. Some people are interested in peace. Some people are interested in ruining that peace because the war is still going on in their head, thus it should still go on in reality. Flawless logic, really. And Gilbert's brother apparently decided to play a big role in this. Well, it was decided for him, but you know what I mean. And his issues, we got a bit more insight on what exactly his issue is. It seems to be the case that he believes because he's unable to just leave the military and move on with his life now that the war's ended, that nobody should be able to do that. So that's why he has an issue with Violet as well as Hodgins, because that's what they both did. They had the audacity to try to live a normal life after the war. Whereas Gilbert's brother's still in the military and everything. So yeah, that was pretty much the last episode, and we ended off on a cool train fight. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Literally right where we left off. Metal arms, they come in handy. I was not going for a pun there. Yes, she's a lot stronger than you are. That's for sure. And a lot more likable as well. Yeah, that did some damage. You're not gonna be escaping me, at least not with that. Oh, he got it. Sure, toss it to her on the moving train, don't just hand it to her. That'd be far too reasonable. Because if that fell off the train, you'd know she would go jump off the train for it. You're welcome, is the what you're looking for. Are you still not dead? Of course, they do love those after all. Is it really possible to believe you're doing the right thing when you have an evil laugh like that? If anyone can save the day, I'm sure it's Violet's. And they just missed all the fun on top of the train. Man, that water looked really good. Well, there goes that glove. I mean, yeah, just take the bombs off and throw them in the water. I guess that would solve the problem. uh, looking good. A bit risky, but you got the job done. A little bit more. Uh, oh, that was a look. Oh god, this is very intentionally reminiscent of the situation, her last moments with Gilbert, isn't it? Where she loses her arms, desperately trying to save him. I was like squeezing my hands together this entire scene, I didn't even notice it because that's how tense it was. Yeah, because if that bridge was destroyed, it would not be repaired for a while. That would have been a problem. Well, definitely not the only problem, but you know. Yeah, probably one of the most important jobs she's had as a doll. uh, Everybody's happy about the piece. What's wrong? Did you see what happened to my arms? Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. I bet. Oh? It's not super surprising. Well, you should. I saw that in your eyes, Violet. Yeah. First time special, after all. Yeah. Not at all true. You're a fantastic doll. Yeah, if you ever find a girl like Violet, do never let her go. I mean, I guess you can kind of think of it as one. That did not answer the question, though. She just hasn't quite unlocked it fully yet. No, but anyone who's employed has to deal with it. Aww. You will. Yeah, that's not a death flag at all. Yes, you do, Violet. I know what love is. I feel like Violet really could say a lot with just one sentence. Who? Oh, right. I guess we would have one more scene with him, wouldn't we? But it's not the one you think it is, Violet. I hope you're not having your hopes up. Not the major. Yeah, so what do you want? Violet Evergarden. Well, who doesn't? Uh, Man, don't do this to me. Yeah, that's why they gotta zoom in on your eyes. I was doing so good, not feeling very sad during the episode, and now it just, yeah. That's a question that's not easy to answer. Yeah, the intense battle. Even that moment alone, good. Yeah. Were they? As does Violet. In fact, quite a few similarities between the two of them. Wow. Wasn't really expecting that from him. You can take that order as a free action. There you go. There you go, Violet. Man, there was one line to show how much character development and growth she's had throughout the series. That would be it. Because she's not. It never was. She still stood tall. A lot of snow. And yeah, she still hasn't done her letter yet, has she? Well, she has now. But, you know what I mean. Why's everybody keep calling my name? Ukulia! I'm glad we get to see you one more time. Aside from Violet, Luculia was the best girl. I'm sure. No one cares. Yeah. Oh. A girl whose name starts with a V. uh, well then. Okay. Better make sure he doesn't get to tamper with your food. He's getting it for your job. Wow. Oh god. uh, you definitely shouldn't call him that. uh, well, that's not gonna happen, but... So many letters. A good way to phrase it. We are gonna get to find out. Probably not. Yeah. A parasol. Yeah. Just a little. Which is still progress. I eagerly await for you to write me back. And the flowers, of course. Amazing slow motion splash. That's what you're good for, Benedict. Get on it. Well, they can keep on waiting. Don't they know how important and busy I am? Wow. It's still going. At least it's the third time I've thought it was gonna end. Very pretty shot, though. My eyes are up here. Yes. That was an interesting look. I thought I saw a tinge of surprise, at least. Oh, new Project Greenlit, like a second season. So that was the 13th and final episode of Violet Evergarden. And this episode, we did pick up right where we left off in the previous episode with our train fight. And things pretty much worked out for the most part there. They were able to deal with the bombs. She was able to get her brooch back. And although her arms obviously took a little bit of damage, that's nothing that can't be repaired. Which it clearly was. And yeah, the peace treaty went through, they shook hands, and peace. Peace at last. Peace at last. Beyond that, the episode we had a lot of focus on Violet. Which sounds weird to say because Violet's the main character, but, you know, if you've seen the show, you know a lot of the episodes, the episodic stories are kind of, we're usually focused on somebody else, with Violet just kind of taking a bit of a backseat and just kind of helping them out, but the story, mostly, that little story would focus on them. But anyway, so yes, we got a little bit into more flashbacks of Violet's past. Pretty much Gilbert telling her to live free. Because he doesn't want her to be a tool, he doesn't want her to feel like she's a tool that's just existing to take orders. But when he tells her to live free, she asks him if that's an order. And if you're asking that question, you miss the point entirely, which he definitely did. So at that point, he wasn't really sure what to do. He just tries his best to really get through to her. but did not work super well because, I mean, she's a human, she has emotions, she's just, there's some kind of block there, which she does kind of, over time, she's able to get through that throughout the course of the series. But, yeah, and that was definitely evident in that line later in the episode when she says, you know, I can't remember what the specific line was, but she said she doesn't take orders anymore, basically. When Gilbert's brother said something, told her to live, and die, or something like that. Which that last one I would consider optional. But yes, and we had some letter writing. Everyone wrote letters, and Violet wrote one to Gilbert, of course. That's the only real person she would write a letter to. And yeah, they just kind of dumped the letters all over, pretty much, which is an interesting thing to do, I guess. They had a nice little line about feelings raining from the sky or whatever. We got a nice scene between Violet and Gilbert's mother. So they got to talk things out, express some of their feelings about Gilbert, which they definitely a lot of similarities between the two of them and their feelings in regards to Gilbert. So that was nice, so that Gilbert's brother was able to arrange that. Even though I'm not a huge fan of that character, he wasn't too bad this episode. Like, he did his part to help out Violet, I would say. So, yeah, I'm not going to give him too much of a hard time here. And the episode kind of ended off with Violet just continuing her wonderful work as a fantastic memoir doll. And of course, that announcement of some new Violet Evergarden project, possibly a season 2, but I don't know, it's hard to say. Usually if it is, they'll straight up say season 2. So I don't know, it's something though. So my thoughts on the series as a whole. Violet Evergarden, it was a very good anime. Of course, a decent chunk of it was very episodic, and usually in that case, episodes will be kind of hit or miss, and the series was no exception to that. For example, the episode that focused on my least favorite character, the one memoir doll, Iris, so naturally that'd be one of my least favorite episodes. But I would say for the most part, it was a very, very good series, because Violet was a very likable character. They did a pretty good job of making you empathize with her and care about her personal struggle, which was the main overarching thing of the series, was just her coming to terms with everything. Because the series started off with pretty much people lying to her, saying, "Oh yeah, the major is fine, just don't worry about it, just rest, relax." And they put off for quite a while actually telling her what was up. And she only found out because somebody let it leak the information to her, basically. And she had the response you would expect given that information. And yeah, she pretty much had to start a new life in the series because the war's over, she had to come up with something else to do. And Hodgkins took care of her because he was friends with Gilbert, so she wanted him to look after Violet. That's what he did, got her a job at the place that he, runs. And she decided she wants to work as a memoir doll so she can help understand people's feelings, so she can help understand her own feelings in regards to Gilbert's and everything. And she had an adjustment period to get used to being a doll, because she was always pretty good at writing, just her struggle was always been empathizing with other people, which is something that she slowly but surely got better at over the course of the series. That's another good thing the series did pretty well, I would say, is just making that gradual. It didn't feel like one day, hey, I'm really good at reading emotions now, I'm a lot more human than I used to be. I feel like they did a pretty good job of making that a steady progression, I would say, at least. And side characters, again, that's going to be hit or miss, but I like some of them. I really like Luculia. She was a very likable character, and even though I didn't really care about her brother at all, because I cared about her so much, that in turn made me care about that overall subplot a lot more. So yeah, I'm really glad we got to see her again in the last episode. One interesting thing that the series did is, I mentioned this earlier, but the show kind of had these little episodic subplots where Violet would be a ghostwriter, a memoir doll for these people that had their own lives, their own issues going on. So the episode would mostly focus on them, but Violet was still a part of it, so it's going to have an effect on her. So that allowed her to have gradual character progression, because if episodes were completely focused on her, it might, she would go faster as far as character progression goes. But because she was always going to take a back seat, it was able to be more gradual. And, it didn't feel like the world revolved around her or anything. But yeah, a lot of those subplots there in those episodes got pretty sad sometimes. Especially that one with the little girl and her mother writing letters to her future selves, she would get on her future birthdays. That really was quite an episode. Probably one of my favorite ones. That reveal of what the letters were actually about hit me pretty hard. when I actually clicked in my head that reveal. That was probably one of the more emotional episodes. And yeah, just the series definitely had its very sad, emotional, heart-wrenching scenes, to be sure. Which I think the show did pretty well. I mean, some of them, on a personal level, got me more than others, of course, because that's just human nature. But there were some that people were more sad about than I was, and there's probably some that I were more sad about than others, and that's just how that goes. But yeah, I really liked Violet as a character. I'm really happy with the amount of character development she got throughout the series. Although I did kind of like Violet in the beginning because it was funny, just her bluntness and some of the things she said. Like, I remember some of the people that just were really unhappy with the letters that she wrote for them. I mean, I love them. I thought they were great. I don't see what their problem was. But yeah, over time she became a really great memoir doll that I'm sure a lot of people like specifically asked for, because in the beginning of the series, Catalea was like the only one anybody actually specifically asked for. If they got anyone else, it was because Catalea was busy. Which I'm sure, yeah, because Catalea was the best and she had a really great taste in clothing, so, I mean, why wouldn't you choose her? And they also got quite a kick out of just how much they made Violet look like Saber in that one outfit. That was really funny. So that's probably about all I really had to say on this series. It was really good. And if it does have a second season, if that's what that new project announcement was about, I will most certainly watch it, because it's definitely worth doing so. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, the Dragon of Oshu, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.